¿qué es esa mierda?
Oh! Before starting, if you enjoy my video later on, please hit the like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate having you here.
First, the glowing triangle, Amsterdam, 2025. In broad daylight, in the middle of a bustling city, it appeared. A man was walking down the street when he looked up and stopped, dead in his tracks. In the sky above, a triangular object hovered, but not the rigid, metallic kind people usually describe. This one glowed. It radiated like an orb of pure light, yet held itself in the shape of a perfect triangle, as though raw energy was forcing itself into a defined form. At first glance, you might think it was a kite, but then it accelerated suddenly, decisively, and vanished from the frame at a speed no conventional aircraft could match. Triangular UFOs have been documented for decades, but they typically appear as dark, solid crafts. This was something different. An orb wearing the shape of a triangle. If this footage is genuine, it may be the clearest evidence yet of a UFO type we have never been able to classify.
Oh!
Up next, landing on the hill, Egypt, August 2024. A land of thousand-year-old mysteries, and this time, the mystery didn't come from beneath the ground. August 2024, a witness spotted a large object descending onto a hillside. By the time he pulled out his phone, it had already begun to lift off. Only seconds remained to capture it. And what appeared in that footage resembled nothing that has ever been given a name.
It's moving!
Not a disc, not a sphere, not a triangle. This was an entirely unfamiliar design, its silhouette matching nothing in any publicly known aircraft catalog. The way it left the ground carried that same calm, unhurried silence that hundreds of witnesses have described over the course of decades. The video is slightly blurred, but clear enough to know that whatever that was, it did not belong there. Up next, flying low, an open field, location unknown. This is the kind of footage that makes you watch it again. Not because it's unclear, but because it's almost too clear. In the middle of an open field, an object moves just above the ground, slowly, deliberately, as though scanning every meter of terrain beneath it. No urgency, no randomness. This is the movement of something that is looking for something.
Cara, ¿qué es esa mierda?
But what makes this footage stand apart from everything else is what lies behind the glass. At the top of the craft, there is a transparent dome, and inside it, there is movement, shapes, figures. A classic disc-shaped craft, flying extremely low, with what appear to be beings visible inside, filmed from an elevated position at just the right angle to see through. If this is real, this is not merely evidence of a craft. This is evidence of whatever is piloting it. Next, the unclassifiable footage, location unknown. There are things that even artificial intelligence cannot answer. This footage is short, but its clarity forces you to stop and stare, not because it looks beautiful, but because it looks too real to be believed. The person who uploaded it openly admitted they have experience identifying CGI and AI-generated content. They said it plainly. This one made them doubt themselves. AI analysis tools, including Grok, returned no conclusion. Deepfake detectors kept throwing errors, unclassifiable, undetermined. The UFO community has labeled it the TR-3B, a name tied to the mysterious triangles, long rumored to be products of a classified black budget space. programmed real or fake? That question remains open. But something that appears this sharp, this detailed, without leaving a single trace of manipulation, the clarity itself becomes the mystery. The pencil-shaped object, Russia, 2025. If you thought you had seen every possible UFO shape, look at this. Recorded in Russia. The object in this footage is long, cylindrical, and vertical, resembling an enormous pencil suspended in mid-air, or half a tree trunk, or a pillar with no origin and no destination. By every known principle of physics, there is no reason this shape should be capable of flight. No aerodynamic design, no lift surface, nothing in any engineering textbook that could account for how it moves. But perhaps that is precisely the point. What we are seeing with increasing frequency are not things that fly the way humans understand flight. They move according to their own rules, governed by principles we have not yet named. Arlington National Cemetery, Virginia, USA. There are locations where the appearance of a UFO is not merely a mystery, yet feels like a statement. This footage was recorded near the Netherlands Carillon Memorial at Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia, one of the most sacred and heavily monitored sites on American soil. The object passes at extremely close range. The footage looks raw and unprocessed. No one has debunked it yet. But one detail makes viewers pause. There is no reaction from anyone nearby. No shouting, no panic, no one looks up, as though only the lens could see it. That leads to possibilities. 1. This is flawless CGI. 2. This is the more unsettling option. Something is making deliberate appearances, leaving traces only on camera, but not yet ready to be seen with the naked eye. Finally, the glowing disc, early 2025. And finally, footage captured in the very first days of 2025. A disc-shaped object, radiating intense light, moves slowly across the sky. At first glance, it could be mistaken for an ordinary orb, but when zoomed in, the details emerge with startling clarity. The defined edge of the disc, the thickness of the hull. The light itself is not scattering randomly, it is controlled. This footage has been discussed before, but it still has no explanation. And perhaps the most striking detail is not the shape or the size, it's the light. Because looking back at everything we have seen today, there is one common thread: light. These crafts don't seem to avoid it, they generate it. As though light is not a byproduct of their presence, but the very purpose of it.
And that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Also, share this with other UFO watchers and ask for their thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.